Questioning myself if I believe it though. No longer question if I'm really a believer though. Now you should take into account that my account can build my belief. Take into account I must account for what I really think. Being in the space I learn to see. I only ever make what every day I can't believe. I gotta go. This the only life I know. I believe it in my mind, so I know it's time to show. This the only vibe to go. I do believe it, do you believe it? I said, are you a believer till the end? When your funds are low, can you believe in it again? No longer ever questioning yourself if you believe it though. You never questioning yourself if you believe it though.
Token Metrics is a cryptocurrency investment platform that helps users leverage machine learning to become better crypto investors. Our in-depth analysis helps eliminate the emotions of investing, find profitable investment opportunities, and filters out scams. Learn more at tokenmetrics.com. Disclaimer: Token Metrics Media LLC does not provide individually tailored investment advice and does not take a subscriber's or anyone's personal circumstance into consideration when discussing investments. Nor is it registered as an investment advisor or broker-dealer in any jurisdiction. Information contained herein is not an offer or solicitation to buy, hold, or sell any security. The Token Metrics team has advised and invested in many blockchain companies. A complete list of their advisory roles and current holdings can be viewed here at tokenmetrics.com/disclosures.
All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the show, to Token Metrics Live. It is Sunday, 6 p.m. here in Washington, D.C., and we have the pleasure of being joined, as usual, by Bill Noble. Hey, Bill, how are you?
Ian, I'm doing well. Thanks for having me on the show.
All right, man. The markets are doing amazing. We're seeing lots and lots of green out there in the streets. Bitcoin is over 10,000 again, and 2020 is off to a hot start. So great to have everybody here, Token Metrics family. We have a very big show. We'll be talking about Bitcoin, cryptotherapy, talking about the new SEC's proposal from Hester Pierce in terms of regulating digital assets. And we'll also cover the coronavirus and how that impacts the global markets, but especially crypto, because we are crypto investors. All right. Well, Bill, how are things with you?
Ian, I'm doing well. I'm loving the green on the screens, as I'm sure you can imagine. And I'm also taking note that this time really looks like a sustainable bull market. It's actually kind of old school. We can get more into that.
That's music to my ears. All right. So first thing first, let's do quick intros. Bill, tell the whole world who you are.
All right. So hi, Bill Noble. I'm an analyst, and I've done my best work in highly volatile markets. So I worked for, Morgan Stanley in the dot-com crash, Goldman Sachs around a whole group of events. I worked with retail investors at Charles Schwab, and I actually started my career in a similar situation as this, where I was just a guy helping, regular retail investors understand volatility and how to navigate it. That's me.
All right. Thank you, Bill. And my name is Ian Bellina. Most of you should know me by now. I'm a founder of Token Metrics, which is an AI platform where we take AI and crypto analytics and provide AI-based ratings. So definitely recommend you check it out. Our ratings have been doing pretty well. Last month, we had 2 projects do over 100%, Dash and Zcash. So we're already off to a hot start. Looking forward to have more hot picks and looking forward to answer your questions. I'm also a partner at 100x Advisors, which is a blockchain investment and advisory company. And prior to that, I worked 4 years at IBM in analytics. So I love analytics. Also worked at Deloitte Consulting as an IT consultant. All right, now let's talk about crypto. Okay, so Bill, actually, sorry guys, apologies, I forgot. We do have a Menti code, so if you have any questions you would like to ask, simply go to menti.com. That's MENTI.com, and use the code 655422. That's 655422, and ask your question, because this is a ask us anything. So any questions you have, we'll get towards the end of the show. Okay. All right. So let me just quickly kind of skim through this and get to the good part. All right. So we also do have a Token Metrics affiliate program. We have over 100 people that have joined the affiliate program, and we'll be giving out our first commission check in the coming month. So congratulations to everybody who joined the program and has been referring people to Token Metrics. Once again, that's 20% lifetime recurring commissions. So meaning that you can earn up to $480 per customer you refer. That's assuming they join the professional plan annually. So definitely very lucrative. And once again, congrats to those who are getting paid. Okay. First question we have of the day. If you had to buy today, which coin would you buy? We have Bitcoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, Dash, and Zcash. So if you had to pick, if somebody said your life depends on it today, you have to buy one coin, which coin would it be? So let's go to Bill. Bill, what's your take?
Okay, well, I'm predictable. I would go with Ethereum. Okay. A close second might be Bitcoin, because I'm wondering if Bitcoin is headed for one of these like 10% ramps.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
those would be like tied for first.
So if I had to pick which coin I would buy today, oh man, I mean, if you told me my life depended on it, not to raise the stakes or anything like that, right now I would stick with Bitcoin. I would be conservative, stick with Bitcoin. Bitcoin is still king. Bitcoin is still highly rated on Token Metrics. Long term, I still do believe Ethereum is going to be one of the best cryptocurrencies out there and perform well, but just being super conservative, I would say, because the way Bitcoin goes is the way the market goes. So let's go to what our audience has to say. Our audience says Ethereum. So we have 3 people so far for Ethereum, 1 person for Bitcoin, 1 person for Zcash, nobody for Dash or Bitcoin Cash. And speaking of Dash, I'll be doing an interview with one of the founders of Dash tomorrow, and then I'll be posting that on the Token Metrics channel this week. So if you want to make sure whether you're holding Dash or you're curious about Dash, the cryptocurrency, and you want to learn about their roadmap, what they have in store for 2020, make sure you're subscribed to the Token Metrics YouTube channel. This is especially for those who are watching this live stream on my personal Diary of a Made Man channel. So make sure you watch on the Token Metrics channel. We also have some other videos that aren't on the Diary of a Made Man channel, such as our epic and hilarious interview with John McAfee. And then I'm also in the works of scheduling an interview with Justin Sun from Tron to talk to him about his lunch with Warren Buffett. So stay tuned for that. Stay tuned. All right. So going on to the next topic. Moon it all. How high and how fast can we go? So let's go to our expert analyst.
All right. So for this one, we asked the question, if you had to buy today, and we asked that for a reason. It's easy sometimes to buy markets when they're down, but it can be psychologically more difficult to buy them when they're up, particularly if they're up a lot, right? Now, that may not be a problem for, say, Ethereum fans who have been waiting forever, but someone who missed Bitcoin at 7K might say, I don't know if I can do it, or if they missed Dash or even Monero. Okay. For me, I think fear of buying triggers a melt up once people get over their fear and pile in. Okay. Kind of reminds me of what happened when the Dow went through 10,000 back in, say, 2009 when it was recovering. Okay. It went through it, it came back, and then it was gone. And I think this 10,000 level in Bitcoin, which, it's there. I don't see a parade outside. Okay. The way you might have last year in 2017. And again, lack of a parade is good, because once they all come storming in and the price action really does hit the news, prices may be much higher. So that's the summary on that one.
All right, all right. Well said, well said. Let's take some questions here from the audience. Okay, Yo-Yo123 is saying, if Litecoin adds privacy, what do you think the sentiment will be for other privacy coins? I mean, so me personally, and also our team, in terms of fundamentals and technology, we're not so bullish on Litecoin. Litecoin is really just a copy of Bitcoin with a few changes. There aren't that many consistent updates to their technology on their GitHub and the community. We think that the Bitcoin is a better technology, but there are also other better projects out there that have better development. Now, with that being said, though, Litecoin is a top 5 market cap coin, and it's been like that for a long time. So we don't think that's going to change anytime soon. But in terms of privacy, I don't really. Short term, there could be a short term price bump, but long term, I don't really see much change, because I don't see privacy as being the biggest selling point for Litecoin, because Litecoin doesn't really do anything well except it's faster than Bitcoin. But other than that, I think there are privacy coins that do a better job in terms of privacy. And then recently, there's some new technology they just launched called Aztec Protocol, I believe, that brings privacy to Ethereum ERC20 tokens. Now, my developer friends have been talking about this and saying that this is incredible technology. I haven't had a chance to personally delve deep into it. I was looking at their GitHub today, but definitely keep an eye out on that. Any comments on that, Bill?
Sure. I think when it comes to privacy, okay, I don't think adding privacy to a coin makes it a better coin or not a better coin. I think there are privacy plays out there, and when the market trades it, they trade it through, say, Monero or other, related instruments. Litecoin's value proposition is just speed. It's just like a subway system for money, right? This is actually a big theme that we may talk about later. So if you need to move money fast, you use Litecoin, right? You're not going to buy coffee with it or buy a house with it, but it can be used as a transit system. And I think that's where the demand for it's coming from.
All right. Okay, so up next is cryptotherapy. We're going to do some technical analysis on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and some alts. So Bill, take it away.
All right. So cryptotherapy is a lot more fun than it has been over the last couple of shows. Okay, absolutely. So let's look at Bitcoin on MEX. Okay, now we like these diagonal lines. We play around with these. They're called Fibonacci speed retracement lines. And what you can see is here is there's no resistance in Bitcoin until, say, 10,800. Okay. And I would argue if you use this chart that has retracement levels, there isn't any resistance until 11,181. And Bitcoin has been trading like a slow creeping bull market, almost like a stock index. Okay. Now, Ethereum, you know what, folks, get ready to hear some good news. Ethereum isn't even at resistance yet. I mean, wow. If it hits 241, remember we had this idea, this old school thing, we were talking about the basketball underwater as an analogy for what happens when Ethereum finally pops to the surface. I think Ethereum is headed for 241. I think it's probably going to print that, retest it, and then just go to 300. Right? You know, if you have things like Monero, ramping like this, okay, you know, it's up a lot today. It's up 8%. But this idea of crypto as a transit system is accelerating, right? Even things like, you know, EOS, which are not everyone's favorite projects, okay, again, exploding through resistance. So I think when you do your cryptotherapy, you're saying, okay, can this continue? My answer is yes. Okay. If you look at Dash, yeah, it's up a lot, but it's sitting right on top of 125 and it's trading perfectly off charts, right? So it could hit 125 and go up here to 145 or 150. Okay. Is anybody going to go, wow, gee, I haven't been involved in Dash. I missed it at 40, but I got to have it at 125. No one's going to do that. Really. People are going to be like, oh, I guess I missed it.
Yeah.
When people say that, it keeps going historically. Zcash, same thing. Okay. Yes, Zcash is pretty stretched out. Okay. But it's just sitting here right on this line. Okay. Right here, right around 65. Whoops. Okay. See it sit there? The next line's at 80. Okay. So when I look at charts, you know, I don't want to like overwhelm you. I see this thing poised for everyone to jump in and for it to create headlines. Because, yeah, we're happy it's up, but I don't think the fact that it's up has become news. And, you know, if I can segue into the topic, you know, this whole virus thing is really, you know, it's sad, but it's creating a use case to move money, right? Because this isn't just happening in mainland China. You know, people are like raiding grocery stores in Hong Kong, and that whole economy could come to sort of a halt, which would be an underrated shock. Like, people don't understand what a shock that would be. So crypto as a transit system for money, or crypto as money in a world where things get a little bit scary, the use case is being proven on your screen as we speak.
Wow. Okay. I mean, yeah, that's definitely big. So I think let's delve deeper into that and kind of see how that is really impacting the markets, and maybe see how to best play that. Actually, let me see if I can pull up anything here in terms of news. So for those who don't know, okay, sorry, go ahead.
No, so one thing I can tell you is central banks have to be feverishly pushing money into the markets. This includes the Chinese, right? So when you flood markets with this much money, actually, I have to read up on an article that has come out where somebody figures out how the Fed actually prints money and pushes up stocks. But there's so much money being pushed into the system now to prevent any type of panic about the virus that I think some of that money is finding its way into crypto, right? In other words, there's all this money out there and speculators can borrow it and use it to buy something. Think of it that way.
Yeah. So I have this article here. So, I mean, I have some friends in China because obviously I've been to China. They're nervous. They're scared. They're talking about how the government and authorities are downplaying everything. So they're saying whatever numbers you hear is probably 4 times worse. So just kind of taking that, obviously with a grain of salt. So I had the Token 2049 conference reach out wanting me to attend their conference in Hong Kong. It was scheduled for March, this March. So basically in a month and a half or so. And I told them, you know what? I don't think I can make it at this point in time, because that same day they reached out to me, Trump put a travel ban blocking anybody from going to China, I believe, in and out,
right,
something like that. And then a week later, they've pushed back the conference. So the coronavirus is impacting business, even crypto businesses. So the conference was rescheduled from March, and it's now going to be happening in October of this year. So the fact that something that nobody really planned for or saw happening is now impacting all kinds of businesses, even crypto businesses. I mean, because Asia is a huge market for crypto. So I know lots of employees who are not going to work, who are now working remotely. But I think this is definitely something that could cause maybe a quarterly decline in global GDP, especially in the Asian region.
Right. So if you think about this, right, in 2008, when Lehman went bankrupt, and then a week and a half later, the stock market subsequently crashed. Ian, in that instance, people did not lock themselves in their house and stay home. Like, the world did not come to a grinding halt the way it is over there. So I think people are underestimating what happens if the consumer just doesn't consume, or businesses don't open, or nobody buys copper or oil, right? So, I don't know how this affects equities. I don't, because again, they're so feverishly trying to prop it up, and nobody knows about the medical science. Certainly, the crypto guys aren't going to know. But what we do know as crypto guys is that it's all over our screen that demand for alternative money and demand for transit of money is skyrocketing.
Right. Plus, the guy who told the world about the coronavirus is now dead. And now his death has been made immutable or permanent on the Ethereum blockchain. That was an article I read somewhere, I think on CoinDesk. All right. Okay, so let's now get back to the show. Any other... Okay, we have some questions here from the audience. Let's take a look.
Okay,
crypto is good for doomsday. I mean... Yes, but not really the things we want to be rooting for, because I don't think anybody wants a doomsday. Otherwise, how do we enjoy our crypto profits and gains if it's doomsday? Okay, Ian, when are you coming back to New Zealand for dinner? Rakic? I mean, I'll be back in New Zealand and Australia after the next 100x. How about that? Okay, let's see here. Sorry. Lots of just comments. Somebody's saying they like Bill's rainbow charts, chakra colors, very spiritual.
Thank you.
Let's see here. Our view on on-chain. We'll cover tokens, guys, at the end of the show during the AMA. Okay, I think let's get to the next question here. Okay, so next question of the day. Go to menti.com, menti.com. Use the code 655422, 655422. The question is, how well is your portfolio doing year to date? So basically, this year in 2020, what is the ROI of your portfolio at the moment? Is it 10%? Is it 30%? Is it 50%? Is it 100%? Or is it other? Maybe it's a lot more, or maybe you lost money. So be honest. Let us know what you think. Okay, most people are saying 30% so far. That seems reasonable. It has been a pretty good month. Okay, we have 10%. Okay. All right. Now, Bill, I think you also wanted to talk about portfolios.
Yes, I just wanted to, let me see if I can pull it up here.
Okay.
When Bitcoin was at 8,000, I used the token metrics portfolio function to do the following. If you look at this column over here where it says USD value of tokens, I'll give it to you in English. I said, when Bitcoin was at 8,000, I said, okay, I'm going to put $8,000 in all the big Coinbase coins. Like, I'm not going to be a super sophisticated person. I'm just going to buy $8,000 worth of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash. And then I'm going to spread a little bit of money out, $8,000 into things like, EOS, Stellar, etc. Okay. Now, this portfolio, again, it's just play trading, right? I put 43,000 in and it's up about 24,000 or it's up about 50%. Now, let me ask you this. When you read the crypto news, when you read the New York Times, is anyone acting like there's an asset class out there that's up 50%? I mean, yes, everyone's talking about Tesla, right? But nobody's talking about the fact that like buy and hold investors on Coinbase, even though I considered that my FOMO portfolio because I bought it when Bitcoin was, $1,000 off the low. No one's talking about it. We are, of course, because we want you to be ahead of the game. But 50% returns are nothing to shake a stick at, particularly, if all you had to do was drop money in and get it. So I think when the news finally hits that holy, crypto is moving, we're going to be at much higher prices.
Yeah, and I think it's a good thing you talked about Tesla, because the stock market has been experiencing its own bull market, which in a way has kind of cast, or rather not really given people the crypto the attention it needs at the moment, because everybody else is busy making money with stocks. And when that fizzles out, and hopefully crypto is still making money, then crypto can really get that attention. Okay, there's a question here from Shadow. Speaking of Tesla, what do you think crypto will do once Elon Musk is on Mars? If Elon Musk is on Mars, I mean, Tesla will, or rather, Elon Musk will be the richest person in history, because SpaceX will be worth trillions if they do that, I think.
I think for crypto people, I would love to see Tesla put a hard wallet in the cars.
I could see
or put the
happening.
ability to trade crypto from the cars. That's what I would like.
Yeah, because Elon Musk is crypto friendly. He does tweet a lot about Bitcoin and Dogecoin or Dogecoin, whatever it's called. Okay, all right. Let's go to the question of the day, the second question of the day, and see what the answer is. All right. So, question was, how well is your portfolio doing year to date? Year to date. Okay. So the winner is 30%. Okay, 30%. Okay. So now Bill talked about how his portfolio was 50%. So I think we can definitely hopefully help a lot more people watching the show increase the value of their portfolio. Obviously not financial advice, but we highly encourage you leverage the portfolio functionality of Token Metrics. It's a good way to really see how your portfolio is doing. We also give you grades on what you're currently holding in real time. So when something changes, you can see whether it changes from bullish to bearish. And we think that really could help you become a better, smarter crypto investor. That's why we built the platform. So highly recommend you sign up today if you haven't yet signed up already, because the market is becoming bullish. And as we mentioned before, having great research is an edge. And as you can see here, I mean, Bill's portfolio in just a week and a half is already performing better than average based on this survey.
Right. In other words, when I made this portfolio, I forgot to put this graph up. So, I mean, this was done when Bitcoin was at 8,000, right? And I did it after seeing Dash and Zcash go up. I was like, the other big cap altcoins might follow. So I used Token Metrics to come up with that idea to make that portfolio where I just said, you know what? I'm going to buy other big coins like Dash and Zcash. And I'm just going to throw it in this play portfolio. And, like I said, what would you buy today? It's a lot harder to buy it when it's up because, of course, with crypto, right? We could have a 5 or 10% correction. When they have one in equities, they blow horns and everyone, salutes. In crypto, you could have one in a day. But I think that's what's preventing people from buying.
Right. Well said.
Right.
Okay, so now, before Bill has to head out, let's cover the top tokens right now on Token Metrics, because I know that's something people are always asking for every single day. So let's get to it. Let me switch over my screen here. All right, so now it's time for us to cover the Token Metrics Moon Index, because we already know the market is getting very, very bullish. But the question is, looking at the data and the analytics and using our artificial intelligence, what do we think are the best cryptocurrencies right now that if we had to build a portfolio, we would include in our portfolio? All right, so if we go to tokenmetrics.com, now people always ask, how come their account might not have all the same tokens? It's because this is a professional account, and a professional account gives you access to all the tokens. So the way it works is basic gives you Bitcoin plus the scores of the top 20 based on market cap. Everything's based on market cap. Hodler gives you the full details of the top 20 market cap. Investor gives you the top 100 market cap, and professional gives you everything, meaning that those that are outside the top 100 market cap. So for example, going through the list, the current best cryptocurrencies right now, according to tokenmetrics.com, Bitcoin is number 1 at 92.9%. Ethereum is number 2 at 89.7%. Huobi token at 88.7% is third. Maker is fourth with 88.4%. Binance is number 5 at 86.8%. Neo is 6 at 85%. 7 is Amizigo, 84.7%. Cosmos is 8th at 84.7%. And 9 is Qtum at 84.4%. 10 is Monero at 84.2%. Now, so that concludes the Token Metrics Moon Index for this week. We'll circle back next week and see how that changes. And as usual, this is not financial advice. This is just a model portfolio. People always ask, how would we break this portfolio down? Well, you could just evenly diversify this portfolio by having a tenth of your disposable income, keyword being disposable income and not your rent money or your mortgage money, disposable income for crypto. So let's say you take 1% of your net worth and you put that into crypto. So imagine your net worth is $100,000, for example. And you take 1%. So you take $1,000 to invest in crypto. This is just as a model example. Then you take that $1,000 and you take $100 and you put $100 into each of the top 10, for example, to have an evenly balanced portfolio, 10% allocation to each. Then you pick a set period to rebalance your portfolio. It could be weekly, could be monthly, quarterly. So for us, since we have the show every week, we can say, okay, let's check every single week to see how it changes. If something drops out of the top 10, that means it's time to sell, take profits or take the loss. Or if something changes from being 10% of your weight in your portfolio to 15%, that means it's time to sell 5% and take profits on that. So that's what we would do in a hypothetical world. Bill, any comments to add on that?
Sure. When it comes to portfolio construction, if you have something that moves a lot, like an altcoin, you may allocate a little less money to that and a little more money to something that, is relatively more controlled, like Bitcoin or Ethereum. Mm-hmm. So, you allocate money, you can do it even the way I sort of did it with that Coinbase example, or you can say, all right, well, this coin moves twice as fast as Bitcoin, so I'll invest half as much because I could get a really huge gain or a really huge loss. So, the speed that it moves should impact how much money you put into it.
Well said. So basically that's the beta. The volatility should definitely matter when you're building a portfolio. Now, one other way to also weight it, although kind of complex, is to weight it based on market cap or to weight it based on price. So although there are several different ways, no one way is the best, depending, it all values based on your personal circumstance. So that's one thing about investing. Everybody's different because some people don't need the money right now. Some people might need it soon. But I would argue that if you need the money soon, you probably should not be investing it, because investing is something that you really have to have a long-term mindset, unless you're trading. But even trading, you shouldn't need the money immediately. All right, so that concludes the Token Metrics Moon Index. Let us know what you think in the comments down below. Tell us if you have any of these coins in your portfolio. If you don't, tell us why, or why not. Okay, all right. So let's take some questions. Anybody with any? Actually, yeah. Let me just go to our AMA here and see what questions we have. And by the way, we do have a discount code available to anybody who wants to sign up to tokenmetrics.com. Use a coupon code CryptoFamily, all caps, one word, to get 10% off on Tokenmetrics. Okay, so the first question we have is, let me just kind of go through here and see. Okay. All right, so the first question is, hi Ian, I only have 2 BTC, but millions of RSR. That's reserve rights token, I believe. They're the ones building a stablecoin. This isn't the stablecoin, but they have 2 tokens. They have 2. One is a stablecoin, which is RSV, I believe. That's not trading or liquid anywhere. Last time I checked, I believe. Then RSR is what had the IE on Huobi. So it says, will I retire in 5 to 10 years? Okay, I mean, that's a tough question to answer. In 5 to 10 years, depends, because retirement is different for everybody. Retirement depends on your cost of living, where you're located. If you want, for example, if you want to retire in New York or in Dubai, Singapore, or Tokyo, versus if you want to retire in, I don't know, in Africa, somewhere on a beach or on a farm. I mean, so your cost of living matters. The one thing any financial advisor or investment advisor will ask you is, what's your cost of living? And how long do you expect to live? Once you determine that, so you take how much money you spend each year. So let's say you're making $100,000 a year and you're spending $40,000 a year. But just let's keep things simple. Let's say you make $100,000 a year and you retire at 65 and you think you'll live until 95. So for 30 years. So you multiply 30 by $100,000 and that will give you basically what, 3 million. So you should have 3 million if you plan to live until you're 95. That's just kind of one way to really determine. But this all depends on your cost of living, where you're located, how old you are, and how long you plan to live. Any thoughts on that, Bill?
Well, I don't think you should necessarily buy a token or at least have a position because you think you'll be able to retire off of it. I think you should buy it because you think it's going up or you have like a rationale. All right. So I get it. You're bullish on it, but thinking about retiring off a position might mess up your judgment. Like it might go up and it might be time to take profits and you might be like dreaming about, retiring in Dubai instead of the farm. Right. So always think the market first and then, the emotional stuff that comes with money, think about that after you've got the profits in the bank or in hand.
Yeah. Well said, Bill. Okay, all right. So Bill has to go. Any last words for us, Bill?
You know what, folks? If they can ramp Tesla, they can ramp crypto. Stay strong. We'll see you next week.
All right. Great words. Thank you, Bill. Have a good night.
We just landed on the moon in a Lambo.
Hey.
Taking pictures with the zoom and the angle.
All right. So time for the second leg of the show. Time for the AMA with me. So let me know what questions you guys have. We're gonna go through everything. Okay, let me pull up my screen here. Okay, so thoughts about VeChain and Icon. Target long term. Well, I mean, so everything nowadays is based on token metrics. So let us pull up VChain. VChain is 76.3%. Token metrics rank of 28th. So I mean that's not too shabby. Versus Icon. Icon is 34. So Icon TA is bullish. While let me go back to VChain. VChain is neutral. So one thing, as you guys may notice, we have changed the TA from weekly to monthly, based on feedback from our professional users. They were telling us that the weekly was too volatile because and they're more of long-term investors, so we've changed to a monthly TA. Let us know what you guys think, whether you agree with that. What is the Menti link? The Menti link is menti.com, menti.com, and use the code 655422. That's 655422. So I mean, to answer your question in terms of what we think about VChain and Icon, target long term. Okay, I mean, Icon has been on a tear in the last few weeks. For anybody who's been following Icon, it's done amazingly well. My business partner Diego has lots of Icon. He's I believe staking on PREP, and I did do an interview with somebody who runs a PREP node, and the Icon community. I mean, they're very, very passionate. I mean, a lot more passionate than I recall when I last was in the Icon community as an investor. Now, I don't own any Icon anymore personally, but if I had to choose between VChain and Icon, just looking at those two myself, I mean, I probably would gravitate more to Icon, but looking at what Token Metrics is telling me, right, at this point in time specifically, so I mean, it's kind of a tie, right? VChain and Icon. Now, one thing to note, the weights we have, they change all the time. So people say, how do these weights work? So the whole point of having this AI system is we're always running different models in the background, and we're going through and trying to see which ones work the best. And we always get the best winning model for each day. So for example, today's model, this is from over running 20 million models, back-tested. Icon gets a grade of 74.1% based on the following weights. 6% grade towards the fundamentals, 4% towards the tech, and 90% towards technical analysis. So basically the best, right now, TA rules, right? Pretty much 9 out of 10 points on the grading system are going towards TA. Now, yesterday was different. Yesterday was 49 to fundamentals and some technology and some TA. So it's never fully one thing. Everything kind of changes. So that's something I think people should really understand. All this is explained in our machine learning section, which we know is still kind of confusing, but hopefully it gets less confusing, right? So here we have the different weights, and we have some other back tests. But going back to your question though, so if I had to choose between those two, right now it's really a tie. I would say it depends on what you're trying to do. Like if you already have VChain and Icon, analyze why you're holding it or why you bought it, and ask yourself, how long do you plan to invest? Because you don't just buy just to buy. So our perspective is, you can't really fall in love with a cryptocurrency. I mean, because falling in love with cryptocurrency is how you get wrecked. I mean, so as much as I loved Icon, for those who followed me in 2017, I mean, I turned 20 grand to $2 million. I mean, talk about
We just landed on the moon.
Moon Lambo. I mean, but it went from ICO price was 12, or private sale price was 12 cents, went all the way to $12, and it came back down to ICO price. So imagine if you were that person who hodled all the way up and all the way down. I mean, you'd be kicking yourself. So same thing with Bitcoin. This is not something that's just reserved for altcoins. This happens even for Bitcoin, even for Ethereum. Ethereum went all the way as high as $1,400 and it came back down below $100. Ethereum recently is now starting to show life and is now over $200. I believe, right? Let me just take a look here real quick. Yeah, oh, it's over $200. So, active portfolio management. We've talked about this to our customers on Tokenmetrics via our premium email newsletter and also via live streams as well. I mean, you have to manage your portfolio actively. You can't just hodl and not look at it for months and come back and say, why have I lost money? Because crypto is too volatile of an asset class for you to just blindly hodl. I mean, even good projects, even Bitcoin and Ethereum, you can't just hodl. You have to, I mean, that doesn't mean you day trade it, but it doesn't mean you hodl indefinitely. It means that you have to keep abreast of the market, whether every week or what have you. You know what's going on and you know when to get out and when to get in. And that's exactly why we've built tokenmetrics.com. Okay, all right, let us go to the next question. How much Bitcoin do I have? Not much at the moment. I do have a few, but everything on our team is on tokenmetrics.com/disclosures. Okay. All right. Next question. If I don't have, sorry, let me share my screen here. If I don't have 32 Ethereum to stake, am I screwed? Okay, very good question. Very good question. So for those who are wondering what this question is about, I'm guessing this is for Ethereum 2.0. Ethereum 2.0 proof of stake. From the last post I saw a week ago or so, Ethereum 2.0 has been postponed to Q2. So it's looking more like it's happening end of Q2. So basically in summertime. And in order to stake or have a node, I believe, you have to have more than 32 Ethereum. So if you don't have 32 Ethereum, you will not be able to stake your Ethereum. Okay, so the way I feel about this is it's good and bad. I mean, you can't really categorically say it's one or the other. It's good in the sense that not everybody can stake, so I mean, maybe there's a lot less competition for running the pool, the staking nodes and all that stuff. However, not everybody can be included. So it's not like a protocol where anybody can just pull their funds together. But I'm pretty sure, being how big the developer community for Ethereum is, somebody will figure out a way to pull and stake. So all I can say is stay tuned. I don't think you're screwed, to use a better word than you said, since YouTube now doesn't like having bad words. I would say no. I don't think you're screwed. I think somebody will figure out a way to do staking via pools, because I mean, you can just create a smart contract, pull your money together, do the staking. Now, I haven't looked into the details of how staking works in Ethereum, so I'm just kind of assuming it works in this manner. I'm guessing you can just pull funds with people you trust, or even maybe people you don't trust. If it's a trusted and vetted and verified smart contract, because kind of like what smart contracts were being used for, right? They're built for situations like this where you can create contracts without having to trust anybody. So this could be a perfect use case for that. So let's see. That's all I can really say. All right. Do you think reserve rights will change the world? How many millions is enough for Moon? No, I don't think it's going to change the world. We do have it in Tokenmetrics reserve. And no, at this point in time, don't think it's going to change the world, unfortunately. Okay, sorry guys, hold on. Let me just take a look here. Okay. Hello. Hola, Ian. Hola, amigos. Eduardo, aquí from España. What is the minimum number of Bitcoin that is enough for moon or retirement? Is rent enough, or am I screwed? Everybody's not talking about Bitcoin and retirement, big crypto retirement. I mean, once again, we kind of covered this early in the show. It depends on what your retirement is. So, Eduardo from España, which is Spain, depends where you're living in Spain. Spain is a beautiful country. I've been there, been to Barcelona, Marbella, man, Marbella, Ibiza, as my friend says. I mean, man, next 100x, I'm going back to Ibiza. But I'll be more modest though. But anyway, sorry, back on track to the question. It depends where you're living. I mean, cost of living is in Spain seems to be pretty decent. I would say take whatever age you are and how long you plan to live. Health is getting better globally, so people are expected to live longer. So factor that in. But I mean, you can't really plan for these things, because even me myself, I mean, I was talking about crypto retirement, but after I was done working in the corporate world, I was self-employed, just working full-time in crypto by myself. Then things changed. I mean, I got tired of just traveling and not working as much. I was like, you know what? I want to do something again. So I formed 100x Advisors. I formed Token Metrics. So, I mean, you never really truly retire. I mean, because yes, you may be on the grind, but if you go on a beach for a month, for a year, drinking pina coladas and enjoying the sun, tanning, after a while that gets boring, right? Whether you're with family, friends, just partying, whatever, with a loved one, after a while it gets old and you want to get back to work. You want to have purpose in your life. So because of that, I mean, they've done studies on this. People who retire, actually, some of them, most of them end up passing away pretty soon. I'm not really sure exactly why, and I'm not sure what the exact study is, but I think it's just because you don't really have a purpose anymore, right? Because yes, relaxing and unwinding is great, but doing that indefinitely, I mean, then your body's like, man, why are we even alive? So all I can say is, yes, you want to strive for retirement and financial freedom, but after that, you want to have purpose. I mean, so I don't think it's a coincidence why lots of retirees end up doing charity work, volunteering, going to church. All right. For example, here in America, I mean, if you go to most churches, at least the church I go to, and the ones I've been going to ever since I was a kid, they're mostly old people. They're like 80% old people, like 80% retired people. And hey, I mean, that's their way of giving back, of having purpose, because you can't just not do nothing for the next 30 years if you're retired. Okay? So it's different for everybody. I know I was kind of talking all over the place, but hopefully that answered your question. Shadow is saying purpose is important. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You gotta have purpose. Okay. It seems Mazen is salty about something. Hey man, positivity. Positivity, Mazen. Hey, negativity won't get you anywhere in life. Okay. Tigger says, I'm invested in the top 10 minus Cardano and Chainlink. Okay. Y0X. So if you guys ask Y0X on the, we'll try to get to it. Okay. Okay, let's go to the next question. What signs should we look out for to signal next 4-year cycle high? In other words, crypto-wide market cap, volume, price action. Okay, not. Let me see what you're trying to say. So, what sign should we look out for to figure out the next 4-year cycle? To see, to basically call the top. When do we think the bull market will be over? I mean, that's why we have token metrics, man. So, if I would just look at this. Well, so usually when Bitcoin is still the most dominant crypto. So if Bitcoin goes in a bad market, and then alts also start to follow. Well, I would say when Bitcoin and Ethereum are in a negative downtrend, so I would definitely rely on the technicals, so the technical analysis. So looking at the 200-day EMA, for example, and also just looking at this, the overall TA. So and on average, I would say probably maybe looking at the basket of the top 10. So kind of using this as an index, the Token Metrics Moon Index. If a large portion of cryptocurrencies, especially Bitcoin and Ethereum, because they are the two largest in market cap, are on the decline, and they're very, very bearish. And it shows that the 200-day EMA is also very bearish. It might be a good time to hop on the sidelines. And if we start to see, for example, stable coins and others start to rise, then I definitely would say it's probably a good time to be on the sidelines. Okay. Let's go to the next question. Okay. All right. Can you please review Hex for us? It seems like a great coin, but at the same time, it seems like a scam. Okay. We already covered Hex. Hex is on the webpage. So let me just take a look. Actually, that's not the one I want. Okay, hold on. So let me pull this up here. Okay, so this is what we have for Hex. Okay, and I think we have to fix the token name here. But our team didn't really like it from a technology and fundamentals standpoint. Our team has gone through. This should be available to most people to take a look at. But yeah, I'm not sure why it's not even. What's it? Yeah, the symbol the symbol is not that, because it's now trading. But I think because of the exchange it's on, because we only use so there isn't much data here yet. Actually, yeah. So let me fix that. All right. So that should update that. But yeah, so back to your question. You see the grade. Obviously, that's just our opinion based on our platform. But we're not going to say it's a scam. But we're going to say it's a great project based on our analysis. Now, our developer did speak with Richard and the team, and I've also spoken with him. I am friends with Richard, disclosure, but still, just based on our system that we have, it's not highly rated. So hopefully that is helpful. Okay, all right. Let me put on some music.
Myself if I believe it though. No longer question if I'm really a believer though. Now you should take into account that my account can build my beat.
Any thoughts on the Harmony 1 token and its potential to break into the top 20? I don't think we have Harmony finished in here. Yeah, so we've not finished putting in the score for Harmony. So we can't really say much. All we can say is, from a TA perspective, right now it's neutral. But it has been going up. But there hasn't really been any bullish trend looking at the monthly TA. Now, with that being said, though, I mean, they seem to have been doing a good job executing. So we'll have to go back and revisit that. Okay. Do you think the crypto market will run up until the halving, then have proper correction? Also, any word if STX is listing? They had a nice breakout recently. Token metrics to the moon. Hey, yeah. Congrats to those who made money on Blockstack, STX. I mean, they're on Binance US, but in terms of other exchanges, I'm sorry, not Binance US. They're on Binance outside the US. They did list on a second exchange, but it was an exchange I have never heard of. And I think my guess is they plan on getting into other exchanges. Now the question: do you think crypto market will run up until the halving? Yeah, I mean, I think 2020 is looking like it's going to be a great year. I mean, look at the first month in 2020. We're already off to a hot start. And then we have the Bitcoin halving coming up. Then we have Ethereum 2.0 coming up. I mean, those are two big bullish events that, I mean, I don't really see how crypto doesn't become more bullish after Ethereum 2.0. It's going to have proof of stake. It's going to be quantum resistant. I mean, there's so many innovations. I mean, most of the other protocols out there trying to compete with Ethereum will be obsolete after Ethereum 2.0, because Ethereum 2.0 would have solved all those issues that these other protocols were claiming to solve but didn't really solve. And then Bitcoin halving is going to restrict the supply of Bitcoin going forward. So, I mean, supply and demand is basic economics. So two very bullish macro events in the crypto market. And so far, everything seems to be lock in step, kind of leading towards that. And lots of people are saying this is already priced in the markets. But I mean, I don't think it matters, to be honest. Because that's just purely the technical, but the fundamentals are changing. I mean, when you go from Ethereum 1.0 to Ethereum 2.0, the fundamentals have changed. When you go from Bitcoin to Bitcoin halving, right, that we have, those are the fundamentals changing. So you can't just purely look at the technicals. Something is fundamentally changing in the ecosystem. And that's why, I mean, maybe I'm just an optimist at heart, but I am very, very bullish on crypto in 2020. I mean, to the moon
We just landed on
and
the moon
beyond.
in the Lambo.
All right, next question. Have you ever looked into Constellation's fundamentals? They just got accepted into Decode. That is massive. Yes, we did. Yes, Constellation is in our system. If I open it up here. And unfortunately, it's not looking so good right now for Constellation. But let us know why you like it. But I mean, based on our system at this point in time, obviously the things do change because this is now a real-time system. But at this current state in time, we're not bullish on it. Okay. Thought VeChain we already covered. Okay, this is a good question. Would you rather have 10,000 Matic or 1,000 ZRX in terms of long-term investments? Well, I mean, depends on the price we're talking about here. Okay, so 10,000 Matics at, let's pull up Matic Network. I mean, first thing, I'm probably thinking Matic Network. So we have 10,000 times, that's $200. Okay, so $20 worth of Matic versus ZRX. And Matic has a good rating right now, 83%. ZRX should also be a good grade, yeah, good grade as well. And you said 1,000 at 4 cents. So $200 worth of Matic or $40 worth of ZRX. I'll take Matic any day. I mean, because just you're giving me 5 times as many, and Matic has a lower market cap, right? So this is 185 million versus Matic's market cap of it should be under 100 million. Oh, 56 million. Yeah, so you're giving me 5 times as much Matic, and Matic has 3 or 4 times, almost 4 times as less market cap. Matic all day, every day. I mean, so because Matic has been pretty consistent, and then I am working on scheduling an interview with Matic Network as well, with Sandeep again to give us an update and the roadmap and goals for 2020. If you want to see that happen, let me know in the comments below. Just type, hey, I would like to, just say, hey, we want to interview with Matic Network, so I can see if that's something you guys would like. But yeah, I mean, Matic, that was pretty easy pick actually. Okay, Señor Noble, Visky, veremos el region de 8K, 9K, cada BTC. Okay. Muchas gracias. No comprende. Okay, but being serious. Okay, so let me see if I can decipher this. So you're saying what's the region for 8 to 9K for BTC? This seems to be for Bill. Bill is not on the show anymore. Shout out to all our La Familia in Latin America and in España. Me gusta, me mucho gusta. La Familia. Okay, I mean, anyway, but back to, so it seems he's asking for TI on Bitcoin. So let us pull this up here. I mean, Bitcoin has been doing very, very well. I mean, we went from 8,000 to 10,000 in like what? Less than, in like 3 weeks? Yeah, about 3 weeks. I mean, very, very bullish on Bitcoin. Okay. Now the price predictions are still kind of off because it's been moving pretty fast. But looking at the price predictions for BTC, oh man, oh man. Oh man, where's that sign?
Shut up and take my money. Shut up and take my money.
I mean, life is good. Life is good. So the TA is saying very bullish on Bitcoin. The price prediction is saying Bitcoin by March, basically in a month, should be 11,500, or it could be as low as 8,400, or as high as 14,000. So, I mean, but overall though, just looking at the big picture, it's predicting Bitcoin is going to go up. So, I mean, definitely a good sign. So, not sure whatever you're saying, but Bitcoin is very, very bullish. Oh, I mean, we have so many questions. It's going to take a while just getting through all these questions. Okay, all right, so next question. Is it smart to invest in a teeny tiny $2 million market cap coin with solid token metrics and fundamentals, 6 Satoshis? to then flip into Bitcoin on a 10x, 20x pump? Oh, will I miss out on the future gains of BTC if I convert to alt? Okay, I mean, this is, let me try to rephrase this to make this easier to understand for everybody. So basically saying, is it smarter to invest in a low cap coin with great token metrics, fundamentals, technology, all that, to then flip into BTC when after it does well? I mean, well, yes. So at the end of the day, you're always trying to stack more Bitcoin or more Ethereum, because that's what you typically sell to cash out to fiat, right? So depending whatever fiat gateway you use, whether it's an exchange like Coinbase, Gemini, Kraken, what have you, you typically, those are the pairs you typically have to sell your altcoin to get. So you're trying to get more Ether or more Bitcoin. Now, if you're going to dabble in low market cap coins, you got to make sure you know what you're doing. And the first step, if you have not done that already, is sign up for tokenmetrics.com. We've put together what we think is the best research in crypto. All right, so looking at the rankings. So let's look at, let's say you want to find a low cap coin. How would you do that? So first of all, I'll just look at the token metrics rank. These are projects we think are great products at this point in time based on our analysis, looking at the fundamentals, technology, and the TA. Which ones have a low cap? So we see market cap rank 28th, 46 a week ago, has a market cap of 159 million. I mean, I don't think you're going to get anything with less than, with a $2 million cap with great fundamentals. I mean, the lowest Matic network is probably the best you can get. It's 12th on the rank right now, 91 market cap, 56 million. Now let's see if we can get anything lower than that. 20x, but this is just a okay grade. Market cap is 46 million. Okay, but at this point, we're kind of getting away from products with good fundamentals. So, I mean, to answer your question, I would not do that. I would focus, I mean, me personally, if I had to advise myself, not you, because I don't give personalized investment advice to, right? But to me, I would not do that. I would, unless maybe you're doing a short-term trade where you don't care about the long-term fundamentals. But if you're looking at the fundamentals and the overall grade, I would only look at top 10 at the moment. Maybe at the worst case 15 or 20, but I would say top 10 and diversify around that. Now, if you're looking just purely for a trade, then yes, okay, right? Go through here and see. But even for when it comes to the TA, I mean, those that have good TA are also the ones with the good token metrics rank. So I don't really think that's the way to go. Okay, all right. Let's go to the next question. Do you think the crypto market will keep going up until the halving? So we already answered this question. I think this year is a great year. There's so many big macro trends. If the stock market were to take a massive bloody diarrhea, will crypto crash too? Okay, I mean, good question. So if the stock market were to crash, will cryptocurrency market crash as well? I mean, the honest answer is nobody knows. Like we can all pretend we know what's going to happen, but we don't really. But we can hypothesize. So if equities markets go down, institutional investors would look to diversify out of equities. So they would look for asset classes that have the opposite correlation. And cryptocurrencies could be that asset class. It could also be gold and other things, right? But yes, cryptocurrencies could be viewed as an alternative asset class to diversify away from equities markets. Yes, so that part I do agree with. the thing that is kind of confusing is, but also if people or if institutions are getting out of equities markets, they may just go on the sidelines. They may not want to go into a riskier asset class, which cryptocurrencies also are, right? Yes, Bitcoin can diversify away from that, but it can also give you a lot more risk. So there's so many different data points at play. It's not really a one size fits all. It would depend on the investor, on the institution, their appetite for risk, how much risk their portfolio needs to be able to deliver alpha. So can't really just give one size fits all, unfortunately. Okay, all right. I mean, we're getting so many questions about VeChain. We've answered VeChain questions to death. We're about to ban VeChain questions. I'm kidding. Some low cap coins with much potential. Well, we kind of already covered, right? Low cap, I would say above 50. I mean, Matic was really it. And where's Matic? I guess this already updated. Yeah, Matic is 91. I mean, Matic, Amisago. I mean, Holochain is up here, 51. Zcoin, Eternity, but that's kind of getting lower and lower. So, I mean, those are the low cap coins with potential. But with low cap, I mean, you guys got to be very, very careful because as the old adage goes, if you can't stand the heat, then don't get in the kitchen. And lots of people think they can stand the heat when it comes to low cap coins, but lots of people end up complaining after they get wrecked. So definitely be very careful when it comes to low cap coins. Okay, opinion on staking, financial freedom. Good question. I think staking for cryptocurrencies are great. I mean, it's really a new way to incentivize cryptocurrency users and investors to hold cryptocurrency. And it also teaches them to really be patient. I know I've done staking for PundiX. I mean, that was the gift that kept on giving in 2018. But as soon as that staking stopped, I was out of there in a hot minute. But so was everybody else. This staking from MetaHash, that was doing pretty well until MetaHash tanked with all other altcoins. So staking is good if something is going up or if it's stable. But if it's crashing, staking will not really incentivize people to keep on holding. Now, you talk about financial freedom in the question. So it is a form of financial freedom, but it's not the end all be all. Staking that I think that makes sense is our stablecoin staking. So being able to stake or rather really lending Bitcoin, Ethereum, so through platforms like Celsius, Nexo, I think those are a good way to bring mainstream people into crypto without having the volatility. So if somebody can just stake DAI, which is a stablecoin, and earn 6 to 8% annually, I mean, that may seem small, but during the bear market, when Bitcoin went down 72% in 2018, I mean, hey, that 8% looks fantastic. Okay, so you should always keep that in mind. I mean, lending, and that's why I think DeFi is really the big movement. And going back to an earlier question we answered, talking about how 2020 is a great year for crypto. Now we have over $1 billion being held in decentralized finance. This was recently announced on Twitter by some website. I forget what site it was. I think DeFi Pulse, something like that. But over $1 billion now is being held in decentralized finance. This is also a bubbling trend in the crypto community. So all of this, decentralized finance, staking, lending, all this together, I think gives you that ecosystem of financial freedom to empower people globally, regardless of what market you're in, to be able to participate and partake in this financial revolution. So, I mean, I love staking. I'm pro staking, but only if you're staking something that's fundamentally sound. Whether it's something like a stablecoin, like DAI, or even Tether, because Tether has gone through so much FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt, and it still remains standing. But right now, though, my personal favorite DAI based on our ratings is Maker. So I would say very, very bullish on staking, and yes, it is one of the avenues for financial freedom. Are there any ICOs that are on the watch list within the next 3 months to invest in? We have IEOs on Tokenmetrics, but they don't really have a timeline or time frame when they'll launch. But all I can say is yes, we do have them. Unfortunately, I can't share them at the moment because that would be unfair to the current paying customers. So all I can say is use the coupon code to join tokenmetrics.com, crypto family, one word, all caps. And we also do have a 14 free day trial, right? Try it out for 14 days. You like it, stay on. You don't like it, no hard feelings. Check out the ICOs we do have on there. Speaking of ICOs, I know people were asking about WazirX. I didn't really get a chance to look into it because I've been busy with lots of stuff. So let us look into it now. Okay, so this is the Indian crypto exchange. WazirX plus Binance. WazirX is India's most trusted Bitcoin exchange. Buy, sell, and trade Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, Litecoin, and more cryptocurrencies in India. Start trading now. Okay, so I can see this introducing WRX, just like Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies today. WRX is a token created by WazirX. 1 billion tokens created. Okay, they have apps on the Apple App Store. Okay, that's interesting. And so they had the IE on Binance. They partnered with Binance. I mean, this is an exchange basically. Now the team, Nishal Shetty founded Crowdfire after an all-night coding session. Blockchain influencer on Twitter, Forbes 30 under 30. Then Samir, X Network 18, co-founder of Crowdfire. All these guys are from Crowdfire. I'm not sure. I haven't heard of that. I mean, it's an exchange. Not really sure I get anything else out of this. Now let's read the announcement with Binance. The next phase of WazirX begins, part 1. When I unveiled WazirX, so I mean, it's basically Binance for India. I mean, they're basically an exchange for India. Okay, I mean, so, okay, wow, so they've been acquired by Binance. Okay, so that's different. Binance bought them. Okay, wow, very, very interesting. Okay. So that changes things. Interesting that Binance would acquire an exchange in India as opposed to creating Binance in India. So they saw that this was a easier path, and also maybe kind of compartmentalizing, and as opposed to having their feet on the ground in India. Okay, that makes sense. Maybe just kind of having somebody who understands the Indian market made sense as well. Okay, very interesting. Now with that being said, though, I mean, what do I think of it? Well, we can't really think much of it at the moment, but if you want to submit tokens for review, go to feedback.tokenmetrics.com. That's feedback.tokenmetrics.com. Let me open it up here. Please bear with us. Our team has been swamped and also kind of understaffed in the last few weeks, just developing, making changes and updates. So these are the things the community has been requesting the most. So we have the Robo Advisor, push notifications, light and dark mode, FOMO index, portfolio recommendations, all this. Now, if there's anything else you want us to look into, just submit it here. All right? Okay. Let us go back to the AMA. Okay, SpaceX is planning to spin out its Starlink satellite-based internet service into its own entity. Substantially cheaper than what existing internet and faster 5 to 10 than internet today. Okay, you're gonna have to read that again. SpaceX is planning their own satellite, ISP basically. Okay, interesting. That's going to be cheaper than any internet and 5 to 10 times faster than any other internet. I mean, if they can achieve that, I mean, man, Elon Musk is crushing it. Okay, so let me look that up. Yeah. So SpaceX and Starlink. Okay, so looking here at the Motley Fool is stating SpaceX will likely IPO its Starlink internet satellite business. Elon Musk may never IPO SpaceX, but it's a... Actually, let me just go straight to the site. Okay, Starlink mission. On Wednesday, January 29th, SpaceX completed its fourth launch of Starlink satellites from Space Launch Complex. Falcon 9's first stage previously launched Crew Dragon on its first demonstration mission. Okay.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff, Falcon 9.
Video. Okay. Anyway, not really much here. Okay, they got a press kit. Okay, I mean, if anyway, but if they can do that, that would be great. Faster internet is better for everyone, especially globally. But I didn't really see a question in here. But thank you for sharing that. Do you see crypto being lower or higher than today, around May, post-halving? We kind of answered this already. MetaHash? MetaHash is not fully graded in here, but if you want us to grade it, submit it in fundamentals. I mean, at feedback.tokenmetrics.com. But we do have the automated technical analysis. So, right now the TA is neutral on MetaHash. It's bullish on the 9-day and 200-day EMA. But it hasn't really been moving much in price. Yeah, it hasn't really been moving much in price, unfortunately. Okay, all right. Let's back to the questions. Thoughts on Kick token? Haven't looked at that much. I know they were doing. They had some recent airdrop or something, so that could be why. So yeah, I have 1K to invest. What are the possible current altcoins or big 5 coins to put in? go to tokenmetrics.com. We've covered this question several times in the show already, so I'm going to skip that. Those three coins are being explored by Coinbase, ADA, ENG, SNT. Which one do you think will get listed? Good question. Okay, so question is, out of these three coins, what coins will Coinbase list out of these three? ADA, which is Cardano, ENG, which is Engine, SNT, which is Status. I'm likely to guess Cardano, ADA, just based on the token metrics. We've been pretty good with picking out what things that Coinbase likes. I mean, we're early day one fans of Matic Network. Coinbase, we're investors in those. Loom, we're investors in Loom Network. Coinbase listed that. DNT, District 0T, Manaland, Decentraland. So looking at those three, Cardano is the no-brainer. The others don't really make sense. Engine, I know Engine was listed with Samsung, and they were on the list of coins that Coinbase is looking at listing. But my guess would be Cardano. I mean, that's pretty straightforward. Are you bullish on any cryptos besides BTC, or do you think all are shitcoined and should be flipped for BTC? I mean, I'm bullish on Bitcoin, Ethereum. Basically, I'm bullish on the Token Metrics Moon Index. That's what I'm bullish on. The top 10. So that's what I'm bullish on. Okay, next question. Hello, how are you? Crypto.com token CRO and MCO. CRO. Okay, let's pull this up here. Okay, don't know if we're finished grading this. Let me take a look here. Actually, basically, this is purely short term, right? So the song is fitting. All right, so don't take any L's. This is purely short term trading, in and out, bada bing, bada boom, right? With gloves. leave no mess. Don't get wrecked. Right, so technicals are good, but everything else is basically sucks. At least on the data we have. So this is not a long-term hodl, in our opinion. But short-term, right now, the TA looks good. But I wouldn't even dabble with that. I mean, this is down 97%. Nah, I mean, I wouldn't even touch that, man. I mean, save yourself that L. Okay, next question. Helium, I know it's on token metrics, but do you think it will hit Coinbase since it has true utility? What dollar target do you predict in 6 to 12 months, assuming the number of hotspots increases rapidly and massive clients? So, question is, do I think Helium will get onto Coinbase and targets? So, first question, yes, I think Helium has the capability of making it onto Coinbase. It is that good of a project. It's really, personally, to us and our team, based on our research, one of the big bets for this year. So if we had to place a bet on a project that's not trading yet, that could end up being top 20 market cap. We think this is it. That's why I have bought a Helium device, and I've been mining here in the room right now for the last 2 months. I've lost track, 2 or 3 months or so. But I mean, I think this is a home run. Like, if you had to tell me what could make the year, I mean, Helium could make the year, Blackstack could make the year. Like, there are a handful of projects There's some other projects we've shared with our customers on tokenmetrics.com, but Helium is one of those projects. Now, price target, I can't really give a price target because it's not trading anywhere and can't really give advice like that. But from talking to other Helium users, I do know that there's a Helium Reddit where people are buying and selling their Helium tokens, OTC. And the going price was about 35 cents or so last time I checked, which might have been a couple of weeks back. Let me see if I can find this here on Google. Helium Network Reddit OTC. Okay, yeah, just give me 1 second here and see if I can find it. Okay, yeah, let me share my screen here and show you guys what I'm looking at. Okay, so let me see what this person here says. Okay, yeah, so this is the subreddit, buy, sell, Helium. So these are the OTC rates. Now, I have no idea if people are actually buying or selling, but based on some people I know who are using this, it seems it's about 30 cents, anywhere from 20 to 30 cents is the going price OTC. So this was 8 hours ago. Do any of them have any comments? Okay, this has 2 comments. Okay, so this transaction seems to have gone down. Okay. All right, yeah, so, I mean, I would definitely say, okay, I mean, back to the question here, though. Do you predict in 6 to 12 months? I mean, I'm very bullish on Helium, so, I mean, that's as bullish as you can get. Price-wise, can't really predict, but if you have a device, calculate what you're making. I mean, I'm earning, let me pull out the Helium app and see how many tokens I'm getting. So in the last 24 hours, I have earned. Okay, my app is loading. Gotta log in. Okay, so right now the time is 7:41 p.m. Eastern time here in Washington D.C. I've earned like 0.8 at 6 p.m., 0.8 HNT at 4 p.m., 0.8 at 2, 0.7 at 1, 0.7 at 8 a.m., 0.7, 7 a.m. Oh man, I'm earning a lot more tokens than before. Oh man. I hadn't looked at my wallet in a while. Okay, oh man, hold up, son. Hold up. I'm about to make it rain here. Hold on. It seems is it just me, or are we earning more tokens now? Did something change? Okay, hold on. So let me see here. So I'm earning on average 0.8. It varies at different times because it depends on when you mine a block. But okay, so I had midnight, 4 a.m., 6 a.m., 7 a.m., 8 a.m., 1 p.m., 2 p.m., 4 p.m., 6 p.m. So I've 9 blocks mined, and it averages between 0.8, 0.7. So let us say 9 times 0.75. Yeah, so about 6-7 tokens I've earned today. So 7 times what? It's going for 20 cents. So I've earned $1.44 today. Times 30, I've earned $42 in a month. Not that good. Times 12, $500. So basically, my device is paid off after 1 year, assuming the OTC price remains the same based on this Reddit. If it changes, oh man, and it goes up, now we're talking. That's where the real money will be made. So I think that definitely does have possibilities. Okay, all right. Yeah, so I think that's it for now. Let's take a look. Man, we got so many questions. I mean, you know, it's a bull market when so many questions. We haven't had questions like this in a while. Let me see how many people are on the stream. If you're still watching the stream, comment down below and let me know how the market is treating you guys. Let's take a look here. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Bull market is back. When numbers are going up, you definitely know bull market is back. Okay, all right. So, hey, thanks, Angel Lores. Thanks, I appreciate it. Let me let me go to the comments from YouTube and see what people have to say, because I have been rambling a lot.
Questioning myself if I believe it though. No longer questioning.
What am I buying now? I'm not really buying. I'm just mining helium. Yeah, Tezos is doing well. It has done very well. I'm still a noob, so I've gotten wrecked over the last few years, but still remaining optimistic. Hey, Manny, that's what it's about. Hey, you got to roll with the punches. I mean, we all take L's as part of learning and investing. You just got to learn from that experience and not make the same mistake again, right?
When your funds are low, can you believe
You got to be a believer.
in yourself if you believe it though?
Believers get paid. All right. Okay. So, hey, James, great to have you on. Thanks. Can you talk about Ethereum staking? I've already covered that in the beginning of the show, so just rewind in the beginning of the live stream. We did cover in the beginning of the AMA of the live stream. We did talk about Ethereum staking. Hey, Bridget, great to have you here. Hey, Arthur, great to have you here as well. All right, let's go to next question. Thoughts about Matic network? I mean, you guys know Matic. We like Matic a lot. So actually, someone was talking about if I do plan to buy a cryptocurrency, I mean, Matic might be it, because it's been pretty stable. It's had good ratings. And if we go to our token metrics index here, it's been pretty consistently in the top 15 for the last month. And it has the highest potential for growth if you look at its market cap rank. It has a market cap of 56 million. Everything else in this region has a lot more market cap. So, I mean, the next closest to it is Qtum with 260 million. Amisago with 161. I mean, so looking at the token metrics rank and the market cap rank, it has the highest delta. So because of that, it has the highest potential for growth. I mean, that's why I'm very excited to schedule this interview with the Matic team, with Sandeep, and talk about it, because they also are launching staking. And I know people on the show have been talking about staking, and we all know this is really a good avenue to incentivize you to keep hodling longer, and also makes the money as you hodl. So it's a win-win. And the tech is good. So definitely want to keep an eye on. I mean, so I am optimistic on Matic. Yo-Yo says, am I the only one that thinks Matic will be a bust? I mean, I don't know. I mean, anything is possible. It is crypto. I mean, things can go bust. But, I mean, looking at our research and data, if we had to pick, we think Matic is less likely to go bust than most of the other coins. Doesn't mean it can go bust, but we think it's less likely to go bust versus other coins out there. Do you invest in alts to flip into BTC? Yes. I mean, we invest. Yeah, I would say yes. I mean, that's the name of the game. Or rather, I don't view it as BTC. I invest into alts to flip into cash. So I think that's a better way of phrasing it. So BTC is just a medium of exchange. Okay, I'm trying to flip cash to get that dinero, right? To all my Hispanic friends, right? I'm trying to get that mucho dinero. So we're investing in altcoins to flip into Bitcoin or Ethereum, to flip that into cash, to flip that into transforming our lives, into paying bills, investing, buying a house, financial freedom. So I mean, Bitcoin is just a bus stop. It's a train stop. It's not the final destination. I mean, so I mean that's basically it. It's that simple. Where is Drew? Drew is in LA. He's in LA doing the whole music thing. Okay, let's go to the next question. Why Coinbase hasn't listed Matic yet? I don't really know why. I think it's market cap. So I mean, from my sources, I was told Coinbase likes to list projects with high market caps over 100 million, but that was about a year ago. I'm not sure if that's the case anymore, because I know they did list some coins with low market caps like Loom Network and others, but they haven't really done well and they barely get any value. So I don't really see them changing after that. So now they probably are even more strict. Any new news on Tokenmetrics ETF? It's not an ETF. Do you mean the index fund? The indexes? Nothing yet at the moment. I mean, lots of regulation and paperwork taking much longer than we expected, unfortunately. So that's all I can really say at the moment. I did like what the SEC Commissioner Hester Pierce said about transforming crypto and creating better regulation and a safe harbor for crypto investing. So I think that definitely is the way to go. I hope they can expedite that because that's needed a lot in the space. Hi, my name is Pajistov. Okay, let me. I feel like. Okay, hi, my name is Pajistov from India. I invest 647,949 rupees into Sparkster. I chose to invest in this because you're so bullish. Rather than buy 6 chickens to feed family, you pay me back. Unfortunately, I cannot pay you back because, I mean, that was an action you took. And, I mean, this is really just general advice. I mean, you shouldn't invest in something just because somebody else invests in it. Okay? I mean, so, for anybody, even at the beginning of this show, right, we have a disclaimer that Pagista, I'm not sure whether you're trolling or you're serious, right? But, right, as an adult, I'm assuming you're an adult, right? So I'll treat you as an adult, right? So we have this disclaimer that says, we do not provide individually tailored investment advice, and we do not take any subscribers or anybody's personal circumstance into consideration when discussing investments. Okay? We're not an investment advisor, and we're not soliciting anybody to invest or buy in any securities. Okay? So I'm assuming you're an adult, so, but just to kind of rant for a minute, since this comes up a lot. Okay? I mean, nobody forces anybody to invest in a cryptocurrency. I mean, like when I invested in Sparkster, nobody forced me to invest. I mean, I lost more than $100,000 in Sparkster. So I have every reason to be upset. But, I mean, the first thing of investing is only invest what you're willing to lose. I mean, yes, it was a lot of money, but hey, I own up to my mistakes and I know, okay, yeah, I messed up. That's my L, right? My L is my L. I can't take my L and give it to somebody else to hold that L for me. Because if somebody else is holding your L or your mistake, you can't fix it. How do you fix something if you don't take responsibility for it, right? So, I mean, like with me, I just have to learn from the mistakes. But also, you have to keep things in perspective. Okay, I mean, if you're out there every single day swinging for the fences to hit a home run, you have to expect to strike out. That's part of the game. You can't expect to hit home runs and to be one of the best home run hitters out there if you don't get a lot of strikeouts, to use a baseball analogy. Or to use a different analogy, you can't expect to be the best basketball player if you're not shooting shots. I mean, Michael Jordan missed shots too. Okay? Or if you use soccer, you can't expect to be Pele or Neymar or Messi if you're not shooting shots on goal. I mean, yes, sometimes those shots are going to miss badly. I mean, even Messi misses badly sometimes. Right? You can't expect to have 100% batting average. You can't expect to be perfect. Because if you do, then that's when you get wrecked. Okay? I mean, and then the other thing to talk about is if you feel hurt about investing and taking a loss, that means you invested a lot more than you're willing to lose. Which means that's a lesson you have to learn and fix so that you don't make that mistake again. Right? So blaming that mistake on me or somebody else is not going to fix that issue. Because then you'll unsubscribe to me, go follow somebody else on Wall Street Journal, YouTube, Twitter, whatever, and you'll make the same mistake again. And you'll blame them because you haven't fixed the issue. The issue is you're investing a lot more than you're willing to lose. That's why you feel very hurt when you lose that money. And then the other issue is, okay, what can you, for every investment you make that doesn't perform well, always ask yourself, what could I have done better? What did I miss? Like, write a report and see it, analyze it, and study it, right? Because if you're blindly following people, then and not putting in any work, then don't be surprised when you get bad results. I mean, so for example, I mean, I know people who were blindly following me and lost money on Power Ledger and Icon. I mean, Power Ledger did a 30x return. $1,000 turned to $30,000. And Icon did a 100x return. Okay, my $20,000 turned to over $2 million. If you're losing money on investments that perform that well, the issue isn't picking the investment. The issue is how you manage the investment. The issue is either you don't know when to take profits, which is something you have to learn and fix, or you're buying the top and just blindly buying the top without doing much analysis as to why this person got in at and what price they got in. Okay, I mean, so, and that's something that you have to fix. I mean, I could find a million X investment or an investment that could give you 1,000X return. But if you don't know how to properly take profits, that won't help you. Okay, so, I mean, all these are issues that can be fixed. But to blindly say, I blindly followed somebody and I'm a grown adult, man or woman, and this person now is responsible for my mistake, that won't fix your issue. You just end up making the same mistake next time again. Right? So I'm assuming you're an adult, so I'm going to treat you as such, and hopefully you learn from that mistake. Okay, all right. How much money is enough for you personally for financial freedom? For me personally, I mean, at this point, I need a lot more money. I mean, uh, life was good, but as mentioned before, I needed a purpose, right? You can't just relax after you've quit your job for the rest of your life, right? So I formed 100x, I formed Token Metrics, and invested my capital into building up those businesses. So at this point, I mean, I need millions. I need millions. So I'm right now. I am, what am I? 32. I was born in, yeah. So I'm 32. Assuming I live for another 60 years, I need a lot of money for financial freedom. I mean, well, financial freedom to me is really, I mean, a million. I mean, I would say low millions, like less than 5 million, is definitely enough to be very comfortable, right? But it also depends what you're doing. If you're going to do nothing, I mean, 1 to 5 million is good. Okay, next question. What up, Ian? Crypto slowdown on Spotify is lit as AF. One problem though, that slowdown went down for almost 2 years now. So, I mean, I've been thinking about it. Should I release the crypto album we have? Because we do have the album done. It's been on the shelf for a while. So if you guys want us to release the album, let me know. I mean, we were waiting for the market to get better. It seems that it is getting better because we have some bangers on there. If you like crypto slowdown, let us know. Okay, we definitely have some bangers on there that we think the community would like. We can put it out on Spotify and all the other different platforms. Let me know in the comments below if you like that. Also, feel free to just contact us on our site or email, info@tokenmetrics.com. Let us know. Make the voices heard. And if we get enough people, we'll drop it. We'll drop it one day, hopefully soon. All right? And speaking of that, let me play it. That's the beat, Crypto Slowdown. You like the 100x song? Nice. So we have some other songs that are good that haven't been played at all. If you had to choose one coin to get highest gains with 200 euro, which one would it be? Your new 100x pick? I mean, can't really pick one coin just like that. I mean, but based on our ratings, I mean, Bitcoin. Bitcoin has the highest grade. Bitcoin and Ethereum are the highest grade, and they're also good picks. Right? They're conservative. And you definitely don't want to lose your money. Hey Ian, I love when you said you'll look back at 85 years old in a retirement home and say Crypto World Tour was lit. Yeah, man, Crypto World Tour was lit. And we're looking to do it again. Want to stack this money in this bull market. When life is good, then do a Token Metrics World Tour. But not yet at the moment. First want to kind of focus on the business operations and growing the company because we are a startup. Want to keep expenses tight and manageable. But hey, if anybody out there wants to sponsor Crypto World Tour or Token Metrics World Tour, reach out. We're always open to working with lots of businesses globally. If you guys have an event, our team can fly in, co-host the event with you. Me, Bill, Paresh. Hey, we can make it happen. So definitely do feel free to reach out. At what age will you think to get married? Good question. I'm thinking mid-30s. I would say mid-30s to late 30s. But I mean, you can't really know in life. Could even be 40s. Who knows? I work a lot, and when I say a lot, that's an understatement. Like every day, like I'm working right now on a Sunday. I was working last night, but in terms of married, I mean, I would say eventually is probably the best answer I can give. Eventually is a good answer. Before I die. I'm kidding, but in a way, I'm kind of serious. Ni hao, ni hao. My name Wang Seng. Friend tell me invest in crypto. I say okay. I want private deal. You're a member of secret group. How I join? Not group public, but the group private. How? My private groups. I mean, so on tokenmetrics.com, we do have the private network group. And so far, that group has been amazing. So actually, the professional plan is the only plan so far where, at least for last month, where, I mean, people are there are active, they're very engaged. I mean, and this professional plan no longer has the trial. The trial was kind of a promotional thing. Only the other plans have the trial, the basic hodler investor plan. But the professional plan is $2,400 a year or $400 a month. So basically, if you do the annual plan, you get 6 months free. And that does come with a private global investor network. We have a private Telegram group with different members in it, from crypto investors, managers, developers, entrepreneurs, some well-known people you guys would know. Actually, some popular people in there. But it's just really a network to share different ideas we're working on. We have bi-weekly group calls. Definitely for somebody who's a professional investor or who aspires to be a professional investor. People are joining it to make the long-term commitment, and it also gives you full access to the platform on Tokenmetrics. So, I mean, I definitely encourage you to check that out if that's what you have an interest in terms of the private group. All right. When will the album? So yes, I mentioned the album is ready. We just kind of have been waiting for the market to get better, because it didn't make sense to drop a crypto album in a bear market. So we were waiting for better times, and since the better times are almost around the corner, when that happens, we'll be ready to drop it. I mean, but it's been ready. It's mastered. It's mixed. We had 808 Mafia produce the album. I mean, so it's ready. Hey Ian, thank you for all the hard work. What would be your investing strategy by having $70 every week? Okay, I mean, if your strategy is to invest every week, I would just do dollar cost averaging into a portfolio. So, actually, let me put this on. So, if your strategy is to do dollar cost averaging, so by buying every single week, I've talked about this before, but going to the Tokenmetrics Moon Index, looking at the top 10. So, pick a particular amount. You can say top 10 based on the ratings, right? So, top 10 Tokenmetrics rank, and figure out a way to slice up the pie. It could be, hey, I'm going to diversify the pie by X amount of, right? So actually I have a spreadsheet here. So let's say let's say these are the top 10, right? And you want to slice up the pie based on the grade. So if you do it based on this, these are the percentages you would own of your portfolio that would apply to each coin. So 10% of your portfolio, or rather $7 out of the 70, obviously I'm rounding up, would go towards Bitcoin, $7 would go towards Ethereum, and so forth. That's if you go based on a weighted index, or you can do it based on market cap, but market cap would be, you'd basically only be buying Bitcoin, some Ethereum, and here we have some Huobi and Maker. But to me, that doesn't really work that well. Or you can do a combined. Maybe you do a market weighted and grade weighted index. So that would give you basically half of the portfolio of Bitcoin, a tenth would be Ethereum, and the rest is between these other 8. Okay. No XRP. So XRP isn't scoring that well. XRP right now is 76th. So yeah, XRP is not, long-term wise, not one to hold. But the TA is good right now at the moment. So as a short-term trade, it does make sense. But if we're talking about a long-term portfolio, then you pick a particular interval to rebalance your portfolio. It could be weekly, monthly, quarterly, annually, but let's say weekly, right? Because your question was saying every week. So let's say every single week you come here and you see how much your portfolio has shifted. So let's say it's shifted by a lot. So let's say this is your weight, right? Let's say a week later, Bitcoin is at 55%. That means you have to get Bitcoin back to this weight of 49%. So you have to sell 6% of your portfolio's worth of Bitcoin, basically take profits because it's gone up in value, and then you would shift that towards something else. So let's say this has gone to 2%. So you would get profits from here, buy the dip on here and others, right? So this is basically modern portfolio theory. This has been proven, and this is really what Wall Street users and professional traders and money managers use. And it's really a good way to go. Right now, you'll probably have to do everything manually. But I mean, we are working in the future to try to create an automated way to have this done for our users, but it will take some time. But that's a strategy I would personally use. Right now, obviously, everybody's different, right? This is not investment advice for you or anybody else. This is just sharing what strategy I would use. All right? You're addicted to crypto? How do I not be addicted? I really enjoy it. I mean, if you're addicted, you just gotta enjoy it, man. So maybe it's a good thing. If you're too addicted, just go outside. Find out ways to de-stress. You know, go outside, talk to friends, family, play sports, join a group. Play basketball, football, whatever sports. Go to the gym. Play video games. I mean, find something to de-stress and get your mind out of that. Chances this run is a bunch of BS and we crash to 6K or 8K. I mean, we kind of covered this earlier. I mean, Bill was pretty bullish and we're pretty bullish based on looking at the fundamentals and the technicals. So don't really see this as being BS because the fundamentals are changing. Bitcoin is having a halving and the emission rate for Bitcoin is going to decrease. Ethereum is fundamentally changing. So Ethereum will no longer be just Ethereum. It's going to be Ethereum 2.0. So the fundamentals are fundamentally changed. So I don't really see that happening. Kin Moon this week, did you see it? No, I did not. Well, that's good for those who made money. Are you bullish on any type of crypto exchange coins? Yes, Binance, BNB, is in our token metrics index. So if we go to, BNB is number 5. And Huobi. Huobi is actually number 3 this week. So today, for the next week or so, those are exchange coins token metrics is bullish on. Hi Ian, what do you think of UOS Ultra? It's a new gaming project. They are partnered with AMD and Ubisoft. Mainnet release later this year. Thank you. Yes, we did look into that one. It didn't score so well. Yeah, so it's not scoring so well at this point in time. So not so optimistic on that one, unfortunately. Unibright. I don't think we looked into Unibright. Yes, we did not look into that one. But feel free to submit it at feedback.tokenmetrics.com. Can you still turn 20K into 2 million on the current crypto market? Good question. Good question. So, question is, can you turn 20K to 2 million? Basically, have 100x on the current crypto market cap. Yes, but not the traditional way or the way we did in the past. So nowadays, what's really become big in the crypto space are futures exchanges and derivative exchanges. So in a way, I could see the next 100x being just an investment that does a 10x using leverage. So imagine Matic Network or some other project does a 10x. So if we go here to token metrics, projects that could do a 10x, I mean, even Ethereum could do a 10x. I mean, if crypto really blows up and Ethereum goes to even Bitcoin, right? But hypothetically, though, the lower cap coins. So I'm thinking Cosmos. I'm thinking Matic Network. These projects could really blow up. What other projects have potential? But yeah, I mean, a 10x investment with 10x leverage gives you 100x. So I think that seems the way we're going. Matic and some other projects are available on leverage, but leverage trading is very, very dangerous. I don't even touch it. I mean, the few times I have dabbled in it, I've always gotten burned. So, I mean, I avoid leverage. I'll leave that to the professionals who know what they're doing. But leverage trading is not for the average person. Actually, it's not for most people in general. But, I mean, to answer your question, I think that's really how the next 100x's will happen. Now, the traditional 100x of just investing before the ICO or even on exchanges and getting 100x, it could possibly happen, but it's going to take a lot of research. I mean, that's why we created Token Metrics. Last year, projects like Synthetics did do a 50x. So it's not unheard of. It will just take longer. It won't happen in 4 months like it did with Icon or Wabi. It might take 2 years, 4 years to happen. So you have to have that perspective and that patience. And maybe some appetite for risk. But definitely be very cautious when it comes to investing in crypto, but even just those derivative exchanges. Okay. Rocket pool for staking ETH. Okay, yeah, somebody just posted what it seems like a poll. Okay, let's take a look here. Okay, Rocket Pool, decentralized Ethereum proof of stake network. Okay, this is just somebody's site. Okay, yeah, I'm not sure how. I thought that this was a smart contract. Okay, but I'm sure there'll be services out there that do provide tooling for that. Do you think it's a good idea to create an LLC for crypto investing and cashing out? Yeah, I mean, I think it's definitely a good idea. You definitely want to have a formal structure, a business, an investment company business. So I definitely recommend it. I mean, that's what I've done, and it's a good way to go. Okay, we already talked about Unibright. Hedera hash graph. Okay, let us pull up Hedera hash graph. 67%. I mean, technology is good right now. 60th on the index at the moment. TA is not so good. Yeah, so things can be better. Okay. All right. Hey Ian, I'm still a huge fan. Thank you, appreciate it, and follow you since day one. Day one, that's what's up. Do you still believe in Dragon Chain, Telcoin, Power Ledger, and what do you think about VGX? Okay, so let's pull those up here. So Telcoin, at the moment, not so good. Power Ledger. Power Ledger. Okay, we haven't finished grading this, but TA is neutral. You said VG. We don't have VG. We have Verge, but not VG. Dragon Chain is not in here. But I mean, just speaking from knowledge, I mean, the space has gotten very competitive. I mean, that was almost 2 years ago when those projects came out. Now I would just look at what we have on the top 10 Moon Index. Those are the projects I would prefer to have in my portfolio over something 2 or 3 years back, because the space is now more competitive. And I think based on our new research system, right, having these top 10, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Huobi, Maker, Binance, Neo, Amisago, Cosmos, Q2, Monero, at least for the next week or the next month or so, these have a better chance of performing well based on our analysis, especially the TA. So it's basically that part of active portfolio management where you're timing it at the right time. Because the other projects right now is not their time. Their time could come down the road, but right now it's not their time based on the data. So because of that, no. So hopefully that helps. Good question though. Thoughts on Cody? We did not finish Cody, but TA is neutral, so it hasn't really performed well. I mean, I was an investor in the IEO, or rather before the IEO. It's not really performed that well. Storage. I don't think that's in here. Yeah, so still scoring, but the TA is neutral as well. So now's not the time for an entry. What does your crystal ball tell about the price of Bitcoin by the end of the year? We can't really talk about the price of the end of the year. I mean, the predictions do show that next 30 days, we do think it's going to keep on going up from 11,500 to as much as 14,000. But in terms of the end of the year, it's hard to say, but we do think that halving is going to do well. And same thing with Ethereum, with Ethereum 2.0 and DeFi movement and everything. We think it's going to be a great year for crypto. Thoughts on Chromia? Chromia is dead, man. I'm sorry, but I mean, I still have Chromia as well, but it's dead. So if I pull that up. So we've not finished the fundamentals officially, but technology was finished, and it's horrible. Unfortunately. I mean, lesson learned, you know. You just have to keep getting smarter with each investment, learning from the mistakes, and that's what we're doing. Kick token, we've not looked into that one. Hello Ian, hope you're good. What do you think about RLC and ENG? That's Enigma. Enigma, yes, I think we have that in the system. Yeah, okay, we do not have it. We've not finished the grades for that. Technical analysis is neutral. RLC, iExec. Okay, we have fundamentals but not technology. I wonder why we don't have technology. Let me take a look here. Okay, yeah, we've not put in the technology scroll. Okay, yeah, so I mean, I know Enigma has been building privacy for smart contracts on Ethereum, and they've been making some progress. But now they have competition, right? There's the technology from JP Morgan. There's also Aztec Protocol that launched. Aztec Protocol. This one, Ethereum's privacy engine, fast privacy for Web3, private payments in one line of code. I mean, they got competition now, right? So the space is getting very competitive. It's heating up. And they're backed by Consensus, Coinbase. I mean, definitely want to keep an eye on. Okay. Do you think Atom will be huge with IBC Techno? I'm not sure I know what IBC is. I'm guessing not Techno the music. But I mean, we are bullish on Cosmos. Cosmos, we've been pretty bullish on it. Regardless of the different weights, overall, we've been pretty bullish on it. Because ranking wise, I know its grades have been changing, but it's top 10. Okay, let me get here. Run protocol. I don't think we have that at all. Actually, we do. Okay, we do have it, but it's 100th in the rankings, so definitely do not have that, and we don't have kick either. All right, let's see how much we can get out of here. Oh man, I love these stories. Oh man.
Shut up and take my money.
We just landed on the moon in the Lambo.
All right, man. I appreciate that. Great words. So he said, this person is saying, I am a member. Investor plan. That's investor plan for Token Metrics. Made 1 year money just in 1 day using the site. Can I get help with staking? Hey, I mean, if you're a customer and you're using the site and you're making money, hey, we'll help you get to the moon, however it takes. So just contact us via the chatbot on customer support with the staking request, and we'll try to navigate you to the right resources that you want to stake. Not sure what exactly you're staking, whether it's Cosmos, Matic, or some other project, but hey, I mean, if you're doing well, I mean, those are the words I like to hear. Definitely music to my ears. You know, it's crypto family. It's been a rough bear market, you know, so just trying to climb out of that bear market. And when I hear words like that everything has been paid off and in 1 year, thanks to the site, that's music to my ears. Music to my ears. Okay, hi Ian, been following you for a while now. Love the content. Thank you. I'm wondering if you can comment on Blockstack and their new white paper. Okay, so I have not seen their new white paper. Not sure which one you're talking about exactly. Did they issue a new one? Blockstack white paper. Okay, I mean, this white paper is from May 2019. Excuse me. Was there a new one? Let's go to their main site here. What's up with the voice? Is my voice okay? Yeah, my voice should be okay. Are my mic settings not good? Do you guys, anybody else having issues with the voice? Maybe it's something to do with my mic here. Yeah, okay, somebody else is, yeah, somebody else, loud and clear, yeah, so it seems it's good. Maybe just turn up the mic, I mean the volume, wherever you're listening to. Okay, let me just close Zoom there. Okay, all right, let's go back here. So I'm not sure what white paper you're talking about, but maybe just post it in the Token Metrics discussion Telegram group, and I'll take a look. But I mean, Blockstack we think is legit. Timing right now is not quite there at the moment, TA wise. But I know some people, because it's not very bullish yet, but people have been making money on it in the last few weeks, especially since beginning of the year. So I would say post that in our Telegram group. You can access the Telegram group. Just go to tokenmetrics.com. Make sure to sign up if you haven't signed up. Oh, by the way, guys, I forgot to mention, we're now officially on Product Hunt. So I highly recommend you go and show us some love on Product Hunt. We didn't make the front page on Product Hunt, so that was good. So thank you to everybody who supported and showed us love. We appreciate you. You will never be forgotten. So thank you for that. Just go to the bottom here and click this. This will take you to our discussion group, and this takes you to our Telegram alerts group. So go in here, join, post anything. We typically are fast to respond. And yeah, so just post the white paper you're talking about, because it seems like the website has, at least Google has the old white paper. Hey Ian, how much money people investing per year from your private group? What is the bottom line you would suggest? The private group, the professional plan? I mean, the professional plan is not a pooling group, so I don't want to give out that impression, because as you guys know, things have changed in the last few years in crypto. Lots of regulation. So this is not a pooling group. This is not that kind of group. This is a private networking group amongst like-minded investors and professionals who want to collaborate globally, help each other. We have people that range from investors, traders, people with crypto funds, VC funds, developers. I mean, the whole gamut. People still working their day job as IT managers. And we also have other people we meet across our network who aren't necessarily in the group, but we think add value to the group that we add. So, I mean, in terms of how much they invest in crypto, it varies. So some people have funds, right? One person has a $100 million fund. So while some people may only be investing, who knows, 5 figures, 6 figures in crypto. So it varies. It definitely varies. It's a diverse group of people. I'll say that. Okay, let me see how many questions we have here. Okay, thoughts on Dusk Network of Phantom. Okay, let's take a look here. Dusk. Okay, Dusk TA is not there, and we didn't even bother grading this, finishing the grades, because this market cap is very, very low. And we've really been trying to prioritize those in the top 100. And Phantom. Yeah, Phantom either hasn't really done well, because market cap is very, very low. TA is not there yet. So can't really comment much other than that. Ian, someone tell me, if you sell some crypto to fiat that are worth under $10,000 in the US, you don't have to file taxes? No, I mean, definitely consult a tax advisor, an accountant for this. I think what you're confusing that with is anything under any transfer of money under $10,000 into a bank account, in or out, necessarily doesn't have to be reported by the bank to the IRS or to the authorities. However, some transactions under $10,000 can be reported, right? This is what's called this is for money services business. The BSA, I think it's like business special activity. I'm not sure on the term, but most businesses that handle money have to file. What's the term? Susceptible active. Actually, let me pull this up. It's called SARS. Let me see. It's suspicious activity reports, right? FinCEN. So this is a requirement by FinCEN. So if they see somebody's acting funny, they think this person is laundering money, terrorist, whatever, they can file it. It could be less than $10,000, but if they see, for example, if this person is sending in transactions just a haircut under 10,000, like if you send $9,000 10 times, they're like, okay, this person is trying to move money by not hitting that limit. He might be up to no good, right? So that definitely won't be the case. Depends what region you're in as well, what country. If you're in the U.S., taxes are not based on just being under $10,000. It's all based on how much money you make, your income, right? Your net gross income, your expenses, how much you paid or owe in taxes. All that it determines your gross income tax. King Nick says literally everything is reported to the IRS, regardless of transactions less than $10,000. They just want you to believe some of it isn't reported. Yeah, I mean, so just assume everything is being reported. So don't try to hide, man. Don't try to hide. Okay, I have $100 and want to invest it. What coins do you recommend? I know it's very small money, haha, but please, I need your opinion and thank you. Well, we've kind of covered this before, right? Just go back and earlier the show. Diversify your portfolio. Hold minimum 10 coins, I think, to be properly diversified. Our strategy is, we think, having top 10 on the Moon Index, so Bitcoin, Ethereum, all these, and then picking a set interval to rebalance, so to sell, buy more, or change others for others that come into the index on a set interval, monthly, weekly, whatever time frame. But I think that's really the way to go. What do you think about Nash? Since it's security, but SEC licensed exchange, Nash we haven't really been bullish on Nash. I mean, I know we took a huge L with resistance, but Nash hasn't really done better. TA is bullish at the moment, which is good. So check out more details on the site. We still have the 14 free day trial, so definitely do that. What's going on with Verge? Verge, I don't know what's going on with Verge. What is going on with Verge? Verge is bullish. TA. The rest can be better, but not so horrible, but not the best. What do you think about OneChain? OneChain, do not touch. That's what I think about OneChain. I'm hugely bullish on Chainlink. Do you see any competition here? Chainlink is doing oracles. Chainlink right now is 11th on the index. TA is very, very bullish. So TA is showing, at least when it comes to a short-term trade, based on the monthly TA, it's doing pretty good. All right. So do I see any other competition out there? I mean, in terms of oracles, I haven't seen anything that really jumps out. Maybe somebody else. Okay, King Nick says Teller is the only other project he knows, also working on oracles. Yeah, I've heard of that, but I haven't looked into it much. Okay. All right. This is the last question, I believe. Would you rather buy 10,000 ADA or 10,000 Matic? All right, let's go back to ADA. 10,000 ADA gets us how much? $10,000. $600, right? Or 10,000 Matic. So $600 worth of Cardano, or I mean, come on, guys. You gotta give me balanced numbers here. So $600 worth of Cardano or $200 worth of Matic. Okay, I mean Matic has a good grade right now, and then Cardano is also good. I mean, I would probably go with. Let's really break this down here. Matic slightly higher than Cardano, and lower market cap, lower potential for growth. Yeah, I would go with Matic. Even though Cardano is a lot more money, I mean, yeah, I think at least based on the token metrics right now, Matic is a better play at this point in time than Cardano. No, this is the last one. How was your day? My day was fantastic. Well, actually, it was a pretty busy day. So got up like around noon, lazy Sunday. Went with my mom to help her pick up some stuff at like a storage unit for somebody else, just helping her carry stuff for like 3 hours. Then I took my sister in high school. I took her, went and just bought some Chipotle and some ice cream. Came back, got ready for the live stream AMA, and now I've been doing this for what, 2 hours 40 minutes. I'm about to de-stress. I'm gonna wrap this up, go downstairs and watch the season finale of Power, which is one of my favorite shows. Anybody who watches Power, let me know. But hey, Team Ghost, Team Ghost, Team Tommy, you know, who killed Ghost, who shot Ghost. So gonna watch that. Maybe watch, I've also been catching up on Mr. Robot. That was one of my favorite shows a while back, but I just got so busy and I stopped watching it. I watched like the first 2 or 3 seasons. Yeah, I think it was like 2 or 3 seasons. Then I was traveling and I had to watch it on demand on USA, and there were ads. I didn't like that. But now that it's on Amazon Prime, ad free, so I've been catching up on that. So I have 1 episode to finish season 2, then I'll start season 3. And that's about it. I mean, maybe, yeah, that's pretty much it. Then get ready for work tomorrow. As mentioned, I'm doing an interview with Ryan Taylor, I believe is his name, for Dash. He's a founder of Dash. We want to talk to him about Dash. We have some calls with some customers from Token Metrics, active customers. Anybody who's an active customer, who's actively using the platform, we want to learn more and get feedback from you on how to improve the platform. So we've been scheduling customer calls. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I've been doing. All right, so thank you. Now the question is, how was your day? Let me know down in the comments below. And hopefully everybody is having a good year, good month, 2020. We're starting things off right, making that money. Let's keep on making that money. Keep stacking that BTC, Bitcoin over 10,000. Token Metrics is predicting in the next 30 days it's going to be 11,500 or even as high as 14,000. So obviously not financial advice, but if that happens, life is good. Life is good. Bitcoin halving is coming up right around the corner. Ethereum 2.0 is coming as well. I mean, so the fundamentals are changing. So I don't think we can purely look at just the technicals, because the fundamentals on everything, Bitcoin and Ethereum, the biggest coins in the crypto market, are changing. The SEC issued a memo this week from Hester Pierce proposing the safe harbor rule to give cryptocurrencies a 3-year grace period to become fully decentralized and not really have to abide by the tedious regulations they've been forcing onto crypto. I mean, so it seems like all these different forces are coming together. And I've also been working on an op-ed, an opinion editorial for a very large crypto magazine website. So stay tuned. I just finished the draft, so I'm probably gonna review the draft of that today or by tomorrow. Send that out to the magazine, have them give me comments, and when it goes live, I'll share with everybody in the community. All right, so time to wrap up the show. So if you haven't already, if you have not yet already, I don't know what you're doing, but you gotta sign up for Token Metrics. I mean, we're just trying. The bull market is here, guys. The bull market is here. You heard what the other person said. He's already made back his money in one day. Obviously, won't happen for everybody, right? So I'm not trying to make it appear like everybody's gonna make back the money. But I mean, whoever made that comment, thank you. Now, just to kind of go through this again, this is Token Metrics, right? AI-based cryptocurrency ratings and price predictions. We kind of changed the tagline to make it more understandable for people who are just coming onto the site for the first time. Right? The whole premise is leverage professional analysts, so me, Bill, our team, analytics, and artificial intelligence to become a smarter investor. We have a 14-day trial. Try it out for 14 free days without having to make any payments. We were on the front page of Product Hunt. We also have a 30-day money-back guarantee. Right now, we take crypto and credit card. I mean, we take Stripe and credit cards. No crypto yet at the moment, unfortunately. But we have been looking into ways to do it. It's just tedious in terms of the integration because we have to have different payment systems as opposed to having one do it. But we would love to have you on board. So let me just play the video as we wrap up the show.
Since the creation of the internet, every industry has been turned upside down. Amazon changed retail. Uber changed transportation. YouTube changed video forever. With the invention of crypto, money is next. At the speed technology is growing, the future of money and securities are digital. 9 out of 10 millennials do not trust banks. The value of money relies on trust. Government debt is higher than it's ever been before. Central banks continue to print money. Fortunately, the world has a new solution. Experts predict in 7 years, 10% of the world's economy will be in crypto-based assets. Today, 1 billion people have access to the financial industry. Crypto is about empowering the other 6 billion people by banking the unbanked. Do not underestimate this. Do you wish you invested in Google, Amazon, or Netflix before anyone ever knew about them? $1,000 invested in Netflix turned to over $500,000. At Token Metrics, we help you find the next Netflix. Token Metrics users think differently about investing. They are early adopters looking for financial freedom. They are people who see a better world. A world without international borders. We believe in a world where everyone has access to the next financial revolution. At Token Metrics, we are creating a bridge that gets you to that revolution. We will help you make sound investments in this new world. The world's best investors do not rely on their intuition. They embrace technology and AI to invest. Token Metrics uses AI to find invisible patterns in data to help you invest and trade in crypto. In the past, we have used our data-driven system to achieve financial freedom. Now, we are giving you the keys. We created Token Metrics to be the only platform you'll ever need to make money in crypto. We give you AI and access to crypto experts at the best price. The moon is not the limit. To the moon and beyond.
All right, man. That was great. Thank you, everybody, for the show. Great to have you here, Crypto Family. As the show said, or the video said, the moon is not the limit. To the moon and beyond. Thank you so much. Please smash the like button, subscribe, and we'll see you next week. Take care. Bye.